I was at the nursery yesterday and I picked up this Shimpaku Juniper. Just a local nursery. This thing was $20, I think, and you can see comes up a little bit straight and then straight out of the ground and then kind of swoops back. You can see it's a branch that was, cut at some point and made into a cutting. So it's got these huge, thick, almost secondary trunks. So I've been kind of looking at this since yesterday and kind of thinking that this is my line here. Maybe tilt it there and make the tree just out of this section. So there's going to be a lot of work on this one. These are extremely bendable, like shockingly so. Because this is in the front. So I got a lot of wire on, wired up all these gins. I want to kind of bend these around. And there's a bunch back here, so taking off a lot of this tree, as you can see. You can see the line much better now. What's really nice is I think it's probably going to be something like that, so the bottom goes up, angles up, and I'm going to torque this back as much as I can, following the natural shape, and then try to bring the apex over here. And the tree's actually going to be, even though it's going to be moving to the right, and I can use this deadwood after to shape that to get more direction, but actually and just a little bit though, not too much. So that's going to be the angle. These are really quite flexible. Now I have a lot of wire on this. Sort of following the contours of the tree a bit. And bend this wire down a bit out of the way. That wire, I think it's having some trouble holding now. Yeah, so it's kind of coming up too much. Can't quite crank it back. Guy wire that. That's probably what I'm gonna have to do. Right there. Let's see.
Can I take a picture? Stuff inside.
Oh. Let's see if we can get a good shot of the base there. Kind of comes up around and then loops up. That's just the main structural bend. I've got a mess of wire back here. 2 guy wires that are just fairly poorly done, and a lot of wire on all this deadwood. And we'll see if I keep this lower one, but right now I'm thinking that might be the angle, just enough to tilt this a little bit this way so I get a movement there, and then this doesn't come horizontal. So I'm parallel to the pot. I've got a lot of the wires put on. So I want the movement kind of coming this way because my apex is going to be here, and I'm going to try to hold it back here, but for now it's got to be here. So this is where I'm looking. So I really need to get this back branch, I think, and then this one are the two big ones. I think I'm going to try to hide. Let's see what I have here. So hide some of this stuff in here. These will come down. Thinking of getting that branch out here. Branch I don't need to come down right off the shoulder. I just don't want it coming up either though. So, let's do that. Yeah. I had originally thought this was going to be my apex. I had bent this down. I have it just above parallel, but it's looking pretty parallel the way the container is. But it adds this little extra movement at the start. It's hard, you won't be able to see, but down here. But now I'm thinking I'm going to turn this into my apex over here. This is just too far away, leaning over. And then just to try to cover this branch, it's going to pull the apex, it would be right up here. And I actually want it like right here. So I'm gonna actually use this branch. I think this is enough on this side, which is not a lot. And then put the apex right up here. So to use this as a branch then, you know. So it's starting to take some shape here. I think where you're at, maybe there. So it kind of comes in back. You get this. This branch here was the main one. You can see it coming along. I think eventually that'll all go. And I'll turn this into branching here. This, I'm leaving it on now because I've taken so much of the tree. I just gotta, you know, let it live, essentially. So right now I'm kind of just in that like other last cleaning process of deciding some of these branches, do they go, do they stay? You know, seeing I've got a lot of clogged up stuff up here. Some of these little branches. But the other thing is, now what do I do with the dead wood, right? So I've got all this crazy, awesome looking dead wood. What do I do with it? Maybe that's the best line there for me. You know, do I have spirals coming out? Do I keep them low and just have dead wood sort of looping in and around, looking like branches? And it would be kind of strange like it is now if you saw them all kind of coming up and out. It'd be hard to know what that would be in nature. Now again, this is not going to be a tree like that, right? It's not going to be like, oh, I've seen this tree, it looks supernatural. It's much more of a, you know, traditional bonsai, except for done really poorly. So I'm thinking that I kind of want to wire it in there, but it's just going to clog it up a bit. But as it fills out, the white can kind of show through. Do I have them poking up? Do I have one kind of coming up and out? Probably. Yeah, I've got so many, I think I can use one of these ones. Not from the base though, so I think. Oh, here's the tree. It's all done. It's kind of set the structure in the future. You can see I've twisted all these dead wood up and curled it around, and we'll see if they last, if they hold. I mean, they may go back to their original position, but I think I'm going to leave them there for at least a year, right through the winter, and I'll just see if I can get them to stick, and if not, I can take them, because I mean, these two lower branches are very unsightly. And they do kind of glare out. You kind of lose them a bit from different angles, but they're there. They're there. I mean, there you almost looks like a twin trunk, but it's dead now. So, and that was the problem, right? This was the real flaw, was these two were almost as thick as the main trunk. Couldn't make them as branches. So, you know, eventually they may just go. Up here, this section, you can see it's twisted around down. This will probably all go and just have this sort of apex, this section. So it seems to be doing strong. It's pushing out lots of new growth, which is nice. This is, I want to say, a couple weeks after did that initial styling. So thanks for watching.